It's Nolan. What's going on, y'all? It's the kid J Nolan here. I wasn't sure if I was going to do any more content for the day, but I came across this new interview of Cardi B with the Hollywood Reporter. And in this interview, she actually made a couple statements that I want to talk about. She talked about social media's impact on music. She talked about, her plans for 2024, having a fresh start, coming out with new music, all of these different things. She talks about the potential of a strike happening in music and hip hop if she thinks that will ever come to fruition. So, honestly, she didn't say a lot. It wasn't a very long interview, but I want to cover those main points, kind of get into it. And we're not going to be on too long with this, but this is Cardi B's pretty much first statement of 2024. So this is going to be a big deal, and this is going to be a sign of things to come. We do know that tomorrow she does have a big Super Bowl ad with what is that, Nyx, NYNX or some shit, Duck Plump that she's doing. So of course she's got that whole Nyx, yeah, her new lip gloss line and everything that's dropping, and they're doing the ad for it tomorrow. But outside of that, there's also the prospect of what's to come this year. So we can't have her out here talking about music and the game and the industry without actually doing a deep dive on it. That would be crazy. I mean, we talk about it when everybody else does it. So let's get to what Cardi B has to say when they brought it up on the set. Cardi on hip hop and the music industry. Let's get to it.
You keep saying like, oh, the state of hip hop is bad right now, blah blah blah. I don't think it's bad right now. I just feel like people just don't know what they want. People, I don't know. It's just like I feel like social media is like running too much. So I just feel like just keep doing you. Fuck what people gotta say. Will we ever?
Let's stop it there. So she says that she doesn't think that hip hop is necessarily in a bad place, but she does feel like social media has too much impact on the music. She's somebody that definitely can speak to this in multitudes of ways. Number one, she pretty much owes social media the credit for her having a career. She was, of course, in the strip club doing her thing, but she was developing a social media following, just having her antics online, coming out and expressing her views on the world, talking crazy, talking reckless, having money and shit from the strip club, but then also going and launching her spot on Love and Hip Hop based on that, right? And then having all of those people that followed her and saw what she had going on from there that have basically became fans of Cardi B. So she owes a lot. She's deeply indebted to social media. So she could see it from that side on the benefits, but on the other side of it, over the course of the last few years since releasing Invasion of Privacy, Cardi B has actually been on the other side of social media where she sees how many enemies she has, where her impact in the music game has affected how people deal with her on social media, how people deal with rumors about her, how people deal with information about her personal and intimate life. That's also a factor when it comes to social media, and she's been public enemy number one, to be honest, whether it be other artists in the game taking aim at her relationship being targeted, so much so that she's talking about leaving Offset, and we don't know if they're together or not together, whatever the case may be. They were very public about commencing their relationship and, getting engaged on stage and all this wild shit that they did. So again, she would know better than anybody else just how impactful social media has been. Social media has talked about, she came out and talked about how she was considering unaliving herself at one point. The pressure was just getting too deep on her, right? This all ties in. She's somebody that partakes heavily on Twitter. She engages with her fans. She was getting on Twitter Spaces talking to the fans. It became overwhelming for her toward the end of last year. So I don't know how much she's going to be utilizing that particular platform and outlet moving forward. I guess maybe she will when she's ready to make a statement and ready to start promoting. But we've seen Cardi B kind of take a little bit of a backseat the last couple months and really just stick to making her announcements through Instagram, through official partnerships and things of that nature. So that weighs into it as well. And People have been very critical of the fact that she doesn't really release a lot of music ever since Invasion of Privacy dropped. She's been dropping singles here and there. She's been staying alive from singles. You know what I mean? You could go back 5 years at this point. She's dropping maybe 3-4 singles per year, doing features and whatnot, staying alive. But we haven't gotten the EP. We haven't gotten the A side, B side drop. You know what I'm saying? On some old school shit. So the people are now like, hey, are you afraid to drop? What she did address at one point, saying she had an album's worth of music, but she wasn't sure how the public was going to receive it. So even with that, social media has impacted her in a way to where it's like, once I let this thing out, once I let this music out, what happens? Does the social media chatter overshadow the music? If a couple key people that people fuck with say that that shit is trash, does that become the popular opinion overnight? How are people going to be receptive to it? So she's kind of been a prisoner to this shit. Now, when it comes to the prospect of a possible strike, which I don't think will happen in my lifetime, but I would be moved if it does.
Ever see striking in the music industry? I mean, I think we should, but I don't feel like we will ever do so because it's just like it's so competitive, and it's like sometimes people are afraid to not put nothing out because it's like, okay, if you ain't gonna put nothing out, I'm gonna put something out.
Yep. That is a big motherfucking fact. And that's one of the deterrents that holds us back from progressing as people in general. You know what I'm saying? Because the thing about the strike is, and we saw this even with the actor strike, the writer strike, etc. There's some people that have long money. Not too many, but there are some that have long money that can withstand the pressure of a strike. If everybody does a stoppage of work in the music industry, they like, shit, I'm good. If I got to wait it out a year, 2 years, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? I got other businesses. I got other ventures that I'm invested into. Let's do this if it's going to be a long-term play where everybody becomes more equitable, everybody eats more fairly, you know, and there's more money on the table when you return. Unfortunately, that's a small percentage of people. So everybody else, if that strike goes into effect, everyone else is going to be scrambling. A lot of people are going to resort to scamming on some G Herbo shit. A lot of people are going to try to find other ways to eat. And then some people are going to be what they call scabs, which are people that actively seek work while the strike is going on. Basically, counteracting, fucking up the process, right? We're out here fighting on behalf of everybody for the greater good, and you're going against the grain to make a few dollars. We don't know your situation. We don't know what you need, but unfortunately, you're putting that over the greater good of everyone, including yourself. So that's why in music, I don't think there will be a strike that ever happens because, number one, it's competitive. Artists like to compare numbers. Artists try to look for dates that they can keep to themselves if possible. You know, Drake is one of those people where if his album is that month or that in the vicinity, a lot of artists will try to stagger their release or try to strategically place it to where they could still get their sales before Drake takes over, because once his shit drops, it lives on the charts. There's a few other artists in the industry, but Drake is the most known for that. When a J. Cole album drops, you know, the whole album hits the charts similar to a Drake. Kendrick Lamar is another one of those. Nicki Minaj, we saw that effect with PF2. Got to throw her in the mix. But for people not named these people, everyone else is trying to get in where they fit in. And if there's some competition out there that's willing to take a step back and fight and be like, yeah, I'm gonna go with it. Somebody's gonna be like, well, shit, if everybody else ain't dropping, sounds like niggas need some music to listen to. I'll be the one to do it. And somebody's gonna go against the grain and put their personal interests over the interests of everybody collectively, which would in turn affect them positively as well, if only they went with it. But niggas are going to nig, and it's going to primarily be the niggas that would do that in those situations. I'm quite sure of it. Because other genres, other communities, the country music, they got all types of grants, they got all types of programs. BMI will come and fund those motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? It's so many things set in place where if any other genre of music wanted to take a stand like that, they would be taken care of. They would figure out how to goddamn get people's rent, mortgage, car payments and shit taken care of in the meantime. In hip hop, not so much. They don't value us that much. Even though we're the number one music, even though we're so important, we set the trends, we set the tempo, we set the drum patterns, everything that everyone else is trying to trigger and jump off of and do offshoots of. They still don't value us like that. So yeah, probably won't ever happen. Even Joe Budden, he's talked about it on his podcast. He's been a very big advocate of a possible strike. And artists like 2 Chainz and other artists have come on his platform and said, I ain't with that strike shit, nigga. I gotta eat. So that's the mentality.
I definitely see acting in my future. The only thing that I don't like about acting is that they are very long, long day with very long breaks. I don't like waking up early, but the satisfaction of seeing yourself on TV and like the final product is like, oh my gosh, yay! Like I feel like music is like more faster results and everything. Like it's faster. Even when you do music, like it's like you hear yourself that same night. 2024, my goal is to put out my album. That's the top goal.
We don't have a name for this album, but we do see that it's on the horizon. She's talking about it more. She's doing interviews with this Duck Plump campaign and everything, letting people know that the album is coming this year. So we've seen Cardi B pump fake multiple times in these last 6 years, 5 years and some change. But you're going to have to goddamn deliver. You're going to have to put a dress on that motherfucker. You're going to have to put a nice ceiling on that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? And for the time that people have had to wait, you might want to wrap that bitch with a ribbon, put some nice decorations on that motherfucker, some star stickers and all type of shit when the album dropped, because your fans have been waiting patiently. Your fans have been making do with the little bit that you've been giving them. And a lot of you, as far as talking on social media, engaging in beef, engaging in fights, engaging in trying to sue people and all this stuff, they've been supporting you. Give them the bops that they've been looking for. And don't come with no fucking bongo shit, man. Take that shit somewhere else. Come with the real shit. Come with the authentic Cardi B.
Just a different Cardi B. You know what I'm saying? Just a different Cardi B. Just more confident Cardi B. Just seeing, just letting it go. You know what I'm saying? Just letting it go. Just be free. And just a whole bunch of music back to back, back to back, back to back, back to back.
Back to back, back to back, back to back. That's what she says. Let's see if she delivers, y'all. I would really like to hope so. I mean, she's a very valuable brand. I'm quite sure she probably has hard drives upon hard drives of music that she's created, stuff that predates, hot shit and all that other shit that came out, probably stuff that came out after, that they worked on after that came out, stuff that Offset might have helped with. She may not want to work with that music anymore. So I don't know where her relationship currently is with Partisan Fontaine, being that the relationship between Megan Thee Stallion and himself has gone sour. I don't know if he's still writing with Cardi. I don't know if any of that plays into a role, because we know Cardi and Megan are tight. They even came out and talked about the potential of them going on a co-headlining tour at some point, doing a potential EP. Megan Thee Stallion talked about that as well. So she says they have enough music together that they could do that and do a package and a tour. That would be crazy too. But it all really comes down to how much work they're willing to put in, because they're both going to have individual solo projects, solo tours and whatnot. So if they were to do an EP, maybe not 2024, maybe 2025, after they get everything out the way, maybe start teasing the music at the end of this year, toward the end, maybe the fall. But we'll see. I mean, it's a combo that's worked. They've had really big moments with it, especially with WAP. I think if they follow the WAP format and just do what they do best, they would kill it. But if y'all try to do that experimental shit, y'all try to do that goddamn reggaeton type music, I don't know what the fuck, who the fuck told y'all to make that? Don't do it again. And that's from somebody who loves and fucks with y'all. Don't do that shit again. All right? You let a lot of people down with that shit. That song became a lot more digestible when the DJs started putting a different beat behind that bitch. The lyrics was hard. The beat, not so much. And I respect that style of music, but no, don't do that shit. If you're gonna do some Latin infusion, do the I like it like that. You know what I'm saying? Trap Spanish shit. Bachata trap shit. Anyway, that's what we got from Cardi today. Let me know what y'all think of all this down below in the comments. Are y'all ready for Cardi to start dropping some music? She is one of the top acts, one of the top female acts, period. When she drops, the world stops. Niggas gotta go listen. They gotta get in tune, gotta form an opinion. You know what I'm saying? And depending on how hard them beats are, I might do some freestyles on them bitches. So I always need new material to do that for. Again, let me know what y'all think. I will see y'all on the next one. Y'all enjoy your weekend. Be safe out there. And this is my final probably piece of content for today. So enjoy your evening. Enjoy the Super Bowl tomorrow. And I will check back with y'all very soon. Okay? Much love and respect. I'll see y'all on the next one. Peace.
King of my city and cul-de-sac. Coming out swinging like soldier rags. Leading my people like quarterback. Boy, I study this shit, I'm an almanac. Had to get up and grind. Knowledge is booming, I'm here to apply. Came with the chip and the dip, it just single the mind. We finna do more to survive. I need my check. Spinning the block for the Gouda. We hitting the jeweler to flood out the net. We don't do beef on computers, I'm straight out the sewer. We come when you rest. Niggas be looking perplexed, so keeping my foot on their neck. No map, I trust my gut for the quest. With drama, I'm fully abreast. I was ready for years and they died of me. All of a sudden they tell me they proud of me. I been dropping these haters like calories. Cross them out, I came back with some boundaries. Stand for my honor, but too raw, no corner. Packing the stick with a drummer. Wanna catch my bad, won't fumble. I done came too far to be humble.